Team Empire's turn to ban. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Team Empire's turn to pick.
Welcome back to game number 2. Team Empire versus No Logic Gaming. We're already pretty far through the draft. Empire already looking really good in game number 1. I'm Grandis B, joined by Luminous, and we have a first pick Doom.
Yeah, that's a good hero.
Pretty much.
I mean, Doom poses normally quite a bit of problem, because certainly there's a lot of heroes that you can't draft. You can't go for one core shot anymore, because if that person gets doomed, then you kind of just lose the fight. Also, in Lich Doom, it's generally a combo that we see a lot of teams try to break up when you see the first pick Doom. So I wonder if No Logic will just pick the Lich themselves. They really like Lich. I've seen them kind of just draft Lich and send it in the off lane against like an Ember Spirit, for example, to really limit the experience intake of that hero. So it wouldn't surprise me here to see NLG just pick up Lich.
Yeah, I don't think that would be a terrible option for them either, but a lot of the key heroes that we were talking about and looking at in game number 1 have already been banned out, but this is going to leave things like the Winter Wyvern and the Gyrocopter available in the pool, which I don't think would be a bad choice for No Logic, or maybe just go for the Darkseer Winter Wyvern combination. There's a lot of different news, but they are going to go back for that Lich, and I think that's a good response to take away that duo of the Doom Lich, which is an incredibly annoying lane to deal with, and then the go for the Tiny, which I think is one of Excalibur's best heroes.
Yeah, generally he plays it well with Wisp, so we'll see if it kind of pans out for them. I think Tiny mid without a very, very strong lane support is generally not working out, because like you just lose the lane. But I guess Lich kind of fits in that area where you could say, okay, Lich is a very strong lane support, because once you get to level 2, very, very few mid laner on the other side could sustain against you.
Yeah, it depends a lot on the matchup too. Like even in a bad matchup, even if the Tiny is having a terrible time and he's not able to CS early, once you get higher levels up in your spells, you're able to nuke down the waves reasonably well and still get quite a lot out of the lane. Even with only experience, Tiny can get a lot of solo kill potential. The burst damage you get from Tiny is insane, and maybe that's exactly what they need against this Dazzle. Once you get that blink up, at the start of pretty much every fight down the line, they'll be looking to take this Dazzle off of the board, but it looks like Team Empire are expecting this to not be an Excalibur Tiny as they ban out the Meepo.
Yeah, I mean, Meepo was going to be very good here, because so far you have fairly single target heroes. Although, I wonder if that's a fairly early Meepo ban, because you could have your 3rd and 4th pick to be very catered towards the Meepo. For example, Winter Wyvern would be very good against it, and there's a lot of other carriers like Ember Spirit that would be decent against it as well. So I'm surprised for the early Meepo ban, but definitely showing respect to Excalibur.
I think what this shows for Team Empire is that they're comfortable going into this game, and they just want to make sure that they don't get caught off guard by something like that Meepo. Yeah, exactly.
One thing I do have to add to your Tiny remarks, being him, even if he doesn't have a strong lane, he could catch back up, and I definitely agree with that point. But I feel like a Tiny that's even in net worth, or maybe even slightly behind net worth, will quickly lose the grasp of the game.
Yeah.
Because you're kind of the first one in, you're kind of the person that, you're the raid boss, you know, you're the person that's going to get brought down first. And you could quickly like just die multiple fights in a row and just lose your net worth grip in the game. Resolution never had that happen to him in the last game because he was just killing people nonstop. His streak never got broken.
Yeah.
So I think a Tiny that loses the laning phase generally have a hard time because everything gets delayed. Your Blink Dagger just gets delayed, and then you don't get those free kills anymore because the support on the other side are getting a couple more levels, and you don't get those free kills, you don't get the free levels, and your Aghanim Scepter gets delayed further. So it's kind of like a domino effect that if your laning stage goes poorly, you just don't get that free snowball that Tiny normally gets. So that's something that I'm going to be looking out for NLG's laning phase.
Yeah, and the window definitely does close very quickly. As far as the next couple bans are concerned, it's going to be an Alchemist, Huskar banned out by No Logic, and an Ancient Apparition taken away by Empire. A very popular hero to counter out the Doom and Dazzle's healing. But for No Logic, they're going to go for the Queen. So maybe, maybe it was a good read coming out from Team Empire to ban out that Meepo. That's probably Excalibur's hero, leaving the Tiny to be safe lane.
I've definitely seen like support Queens. Alliance is the team that played the most. They ran it themselves with the Doom. Like the Doom goes to the jungle after 5 minutes of farm and then lets a Queen to pick up a couple of levels. The Queen gets an urn, walks around, dagger, earns people, gets kills. But I don't think that's going to be the case here. I think it's going to be that Excalibur Queen like you mentioned.
Yeah, there's always that flexibility. At worst case scenario, both the Tiny and the Queen of Pain, even if they don't have a lot of farm, are still able to contribute with their spells, as long as they get the experience and the space to get that XP in. I think they'll be able to find just that. Now, for Team Empire here, Dazzle Doom feels incredibly open-ended. Is there any pick that stands out as a good one here for the third? Well, they're just going to go for the Rubik, so kind of hiding their cards a little bit. I was going to suggest maybe like the Gyrocopter from last game, but you know what? Rubik's just fine.
Yeah, I mean, Rubik is definitely a decent pick for the Queen of Pain, because you get Blink most of the time, and we see him Aloha Dance last game stealing the Queen of Pain, or stealing the ultimate, so that was good. And now I think this is kind of the defining pick for the draft so far. The Iriside Slaughter gives you the kind of the mid and late game secured when it comes to Roshan. Gives you a good initiator, which so far they didn't really have, apart from a Blink Doom, which even if you Blink Doom somebody, you still need like a Sun to follow up. And Slaughter gives you that. And I imagine this is going to be your safe lane Slaughter because he is so important for the Team Empire lineup. You need that early Blink Dagger to really function.
Yeah, if not safe lane, just make sure that the lane situation is one that the Slaughter can excel in and at least get a good amount of farm there. It'll be interesting to see whether Havost or Funnick plays the Slaughter or Doom. Both of them are adept on the heroes. It really just depends on who they want to get the most farm. I think the Havost Slaughter makes sense here. Now, as far as the last couple bans are concerned, Team Empire, it feels like they're lacking a little bit when it comes to scaling damage, as well as some way to break high ground. I think like a Wind Ranger ban here from No Logic would make sense.
That's definitely true. Neither of these core heroes from Team Empire break high ground well. Gyrocopter's still in the pool, and he's not exactly the best hero to break high ground. He needs things like Solar Crest, for example, to be on him to break high ground. But if you have Dazzle Sustain, you can throw down a Weave on your team and just walk up the high ground, maybe. But so far, they're more worried about Invoker. Interesting.
Yeah, the aggressive power that you'd get from a Slaughter Invoker, especially if it's an Exorb Invoker, could be absolutely ridiculous.
Oh, sorry, I kind of just talked about Gyro, but obviously Gyro is not going to be on the cards anymore because Slaughter is the carry row, so...
Yeah.
Apologize for brain fart. Resolution's Invoker has been picked quite a bit for him. I think the hero for Team Empire is actually probably going to be Queen of Pain. A hero that buys a mech for the team, that could stand in the front line and...
What do you mean?
Sorry,
yeah, sorry.
Viper.
Sidetracked a little bit.
Viper is the mech buyer for the team. Queen of Pain mech, not the thing. Yeah, Viper buying the mech, stands on the front line, hits tower, and you don't really lack damage because you have Amplify to kind of go through. One thing that you do have to worry about if you go Viper for Team Empire is that you're very single target oriented.
Yeah, now the pick for No Logic is going to be the Darkseer.
Okay.
This is going to be pretty interesting. Probably a tiny Darkseer lane. Or no, I'm not sure what I'm talking about. Regardless,
we're both ace and bad pizza before this, so...
Yeah, it's fine.
It's Darkseer, off lane, Tiny, plus Lich, safe lane probably, and then Wyvern Queen. Obviously the two IC supports could kind of swap things up. It could essentially go anywhere.
Yeah, just as a lane presence, they're very good at zoning, and then Lich just being able to pull back the Equilibrium. Darkseer, incredibly good combination with the Winter Wyvern, Tiny, and Queen of Pain. Already, I'm liking this No Logic Gaming draft more than what we saw in game number 1. There's less pressure on them to end early and find that early advantage. Even if they're a little bit behind, they still have tools that will allow them to fight.
It's better than the first draft, but to me it still lacks a direction. Like,
okay,
what's your win condition? How do you siege high ground? These are the things that you need to really look forward to. It feels like NLG, what they're picking right now is 3 very, very strong lanes, and hopefully to snowball from there. Whereas Team Empire, they're thinking the draft speaks about further possibilities about Roshan, and of course with this last pick, whether how good they're high grounding, whether how good they're ganking, etc., etc. To me though, NLG does have the better laners, and they can actually just grab the game away from Team Empire in the first 10 minutes. The laning stage goes well, especially if Excalibur gets a first blood. And there you go, there's that Viper final pick. They needed something that could siege high ground, and it's either going to be Viper or something like Razor that could sit in the front line and hit things. So pick up the Viper.
Yeah, and just allowing that Viper to scale artificially with the amplified damage allows Empire to take this game a lot later than you otherwise think, with the Viper as being one of their main cores. Resolution's going to be handling that Viper in the mid lane. Havos will be farming on the Slaughter, Funnick on the Doom, leaving No Fear on the Dazzle, and Aloha Dance on the Rubik.
Yep, meanwhile on the side of NLG, we got Spartan playing so far what seems to be like a mid-lich, but obviously could roam around. Excalibur, the Pro Man shield on Tiny mid. It looks like Tiny is going to be handled by Madara. Has a no talisman recipe. Winter Wyvern in the jungle being handled by Milan has no items to speak of apart from a ward. And then Mitch on the Darkseer up top.
I suppose we can talk a little bit more about the Poor Man shield, but I quite like it against the Viper. He's going to be under so much poking harass that it is going to help him stay in lane. Although I'm not sure about the exact numbers. I do like that Poor Man shield is being bought on more strength heroes and not exclusively on agility carries anymore.
We saw Beastmaster buying one today, right? By Funnick? And he was just like owning
it's so
the
good for
Spearbreaker
trading
in
hits,
one,
yeah.
Not just about blocking the Viper too, because I imagine maybe a Dazzle or a Rubik will swing by to hit him a couple of times, and those hits essentially will do absolutely nothing. In fact, maybe even seeing the Poor Man shield, the supports of Dire Side should just rotate away, because all they're really doing are taking away the experience of Viper. Because you're not going to harass this time.
And Viper really does want to make sure that he gets that early lead. Still, Viper's one of those cores that's incredibly hard for Tiny to deal with in the laning stage, and then afterwards, it's very difficult to get the Avalanche toss to actually be relevant against the Viper, with Corrosive Skin being so great at tanking him up naturally.
I think the thing that you want to look forward to, even in the laning stage and more relevant in the later game, is a toss-back play from Excalibur. Yeah. Sure, like, you can't combo the Viper by yourself, but your teammates definitely can bring him down if he's focused by like 4 heroes.
Yeah, I think the biggest issue with the tossback play is getting in range, because this is going to happen. He does find it. Now it's going to pull him back under tower. Resolution should be able to walk this one off, but a lot of free harass there. And
yep.
Yeah, he'll be forced to probably use the salve after this creep wave.
And I know it sounds like a joke when I say this, but it's really a statement play too, because once Spartan gets level 2, they get that kill. Like, guaranteed. Yeah. So,
Rubik. Be able to juke over towards the sidelines, diving pretty deep. Madara and the Winter Wyvern are going to be able to get out just fine. So much.
Got a crit.
Yeah, damage coming out from that dude.
Yeah, so Resolution in the mid lane, despite, orb walking the hell out of Tiny. Tiny is just going to walk at you, and you got to have to respect the fact that he can just kill you. That is the danger of this mid-Tiny lane.
Yeah, and for now, Excalibur's doing very well against Resolution. Although at a certain point, I think that's going to change. Having this Lich in the lane is going to help out so much. Viper, although in a pure 1v1 against the Tiny, is going to absolutely crush that lane. Mm-hmm. When you don't have an experience advantage over the Tiny because of this, all of the
It's still kind of crushing, right?
Yeah.
Still doing I mean, last set-wise,
but
yeah, it's definitely showing them what's up. Although, I don't know, I think once Tiny Spotto arrives in the lane, then that's definitely a danger point for Resolution.
Yeah, he's able to post up, but he's not able to do anything with that. As far as our other lanes are concerned, bottom lane Mitch is going to be going against the Slaughter and the Dazzle. Not a very interesting lane when it comes to killing potential, but top rune spot.
Okay. Double damage here from Aloha, just walking in. Yeah, bottom lane, like you mentioned, not very interesting, and it's a good lane advantage here from NLG, right?
Yeah.
Darkseer against melee heroes.
Especially somebody like the Slaughter. He does have the Dazzle to sustain, and he should be able to get a reasonable amount of farm, but there's nothing that the Slaughter and the Dazzle can do to stop the Darkseer from getting money.
Yeah, I mean, this is really the beauty of the NLG draft. Like, for example, if Havos went top, he wasn't going to have any better laning stage going against Queen of Pain and Wyvern, so that's something I touched on earlier. Like, NLG just have 3 very strong lanes, and they need to capitalize on these strong lanes and do something with it, though. Because the mid game from Empire, to me, is definitely very strong, especially having Slaughter on the Dire side.
And shell damage into No Fear. The Dazzle's going to be dropped pretty low, but they'll be fine. Still, it's just so annoying to have the Darkseer there. Yeah, it really is going to be that Blink Dagger on the Slaughter. As it is in most games, it's going to amp up the aggression. They're going to look for a crush, catch out Mitch. I don't think they have the damage for this Darkseer kill. He has the Surge and probably won't be able to get out. Surging away, and it looks like Darkseer will be fine.
I always made the... Oh, actually, is that Iron Shell creep going to kill No Fear? He's going to heal. And then that creep is still following him, but it looks like the tower is...
Yeah, worst case scenario, he has the Shallow Grave. He probably would have lived either way. Oh, mid lane, Tiny dropping very low. Resolution just going to be able to right-click him down. Just not enough damage coming out from him, and that's the scary part about the Viper. Even though the Tiny's been playing this lane pretty well, that one death makes such a big difference.
Yeah, that one death also gives the solo kill on Viper so much experience. In fact, top lane Milan might be a little bit trouble. He gets lifted, he gets tossed back, and Funnick, of course, didn't even need a crit. He's got the Alpha Wolf and just laying down the beats. But I think that mistake on the solo kill mid is really going to cause them quite a bit. Resolution, the build that was very popular in Dream League is you go for Magic Wand, you go for Ring of Aquila, and you even go for Headrest, like without even buying boots. And you just sit your butt mid and be like, come at me. Like, you're just not going to die. You out sustain just about anybody. That seems to be the exact build that Resolution is going for right now.
Ace Room picked up by the Lich is going to get pretty deep there. The Queen of Pain, again, dropping pretty low.
I think he's looking for Aloha. Oh, it cuts through. Is this gonna be a kill?
Frostblast, and it will be. Nicely done.
Drive-by Lich. Not gonna see that every day.
They're TPing up towards top. Winter Wyvern is here. They have a bottle on the Winter Wyvern. Whose is that? That is the Queen of Pain's bottle, so just going to go for that full refill. Now Queen's right back into this lane. Still, the early advantage for... Oh, Blink forward. They're going to go onto the Doom. Funnick isn't going to take this Winter Blast, and he's so tanky.
I mean, ideally, you want to do something when his Scorcher Earth is down, and it was.
The idea was good, but he has 872 HP.
And he's a Doom.
Well, everything's kind of slowed down for a little bit, and it kind of feels like, oh, in the corner, they will find the Queen of Pain. I'm not sure who's found who, actually. The double slows onto the Rubik, blink away by the Queen. She's going to be just fine. They won't be able to secure anything here as everybody's just dancing around each other.
Oh, Zar's dead, right? If he gets, like, hit once, he's dead. Oh, the jukes around the trees, but the fire, you cannot juke that. Funnick. Thanks for the freebie, he says. Because that was really a freebie. Queen of Pain didn't have to come back here. Mid lane looks like they're going to make a go here on Resolution, but Resolution standing next to the range tree cannot get tossed back. And in fact, he's going right on Spartan. This is why this build is so tanky. He also has 10 Magic Stick. Finally, are we going to see a toss back? He could just go on Spartan. He has to fight his way out of there. Nice Frost Blast. Magic Stick back up and almost got the kill on Spartan. Again, that's the power of that build. You have so much stats. Yeah, if the Queen did TP in there, they would have got the Lich. But
yeah, still a nice kill for No Logic Gaming, and it helps them out so much to involve the Tiny and also the hero that we haven't been talking about a lot, the Darkseer heroes, I should say. The Darkseer as well as the Slider will continue farming, and it really feels like this game could go either way. 2-3. I don't think it's as clear-cut a trap. Oof, they'll be able to smack down the Winter Wyvern. Again, just the power of that Scorched Earth, being able to run down the poor support. There's no counterplay to that when you don't have the mana for your Cold Embrace, and even with Cold Embrace, no guarantee.
I'm not sure if the game could go either way in the sense that I think NLG has not really taken advantage of their lane dominance. I mean, first of all, they're falling behind on the laning stage. The mid lane that quote-unquote designed to shut down the Viper is not really shutting them down. Hello, it's back on us. Sure, the Darkseer is kind of shutting down the Slaughter, but I don't think by enough of a margin. So I feel like as the mid game rolls on, Empire just have a better mid game line.
Oh, fair enough. And I think that big tool for them is going to be the Slaughter Blink Dagger, but it looks like Havos isn't actually rushing towards it. He has the Ring of Health. Do you think this is going to be casual, or does he go for the Vanguard?
We'll see later. Camera's still on us, but thank you, production, for bringing us back. Appreciate it. Vanguard is a very interesting choice because you talked about how important Blink is, and I have no disagreement with you there. But I guess he could just run in as Vanguard. I don't know. I mean, Havos sometimes does weird things, so we'll see.
I mean, just the extra stats that it's going to give you, the extra health is super important against like the Tiny and the Queen of Pain, who have a lot of initial bursts, but afterwards the sustained damage isn't nearly as good.
No, I mean, I think Vanguard's a great item, especially for a melee hero like him, but it's more that it delays your Blink Dagger, and if you look at Team Empire's team, who's actually going to initiate if it's not the Slaughter? So I feel like it's important for him to get that Blink ASAP. But, well, maybe...
Top lane. Yeah, they'll doom up Mitch.
Yeah, he's dead. Casual crit. And of course, mid lane, Viper gets yet another kill on Tiny under the protection of Lich.
Yeah, if the Tiny's running away, there's really not much that he can do about it, especially in a situation where he just doesn't have a lot of mana. He had no bottle charges, no wand charges left, and just get run down. This Viper is getting a lot more space than they would have liked to.
Yeah.
No Logic Gaming.
Tower is under attack.
I mean, OG was stomping Empire with this Viper build, and I feel like I have definitely taken notes, and they are doing the same here. Looks like mid lane they're gonna go in against Resolution. Avalanche is tossed up, but Aloha Dance in position. Excalibur knows he's dead, so he's gonna toss in, trying to do as much damage as possible. That Magic Wand puts Resolution in a very good amount of health, but he still has Grave to back him up. Excalibur is dead for sure. They could even turn him back for a little bit more. They don't. Hang out and we'll be fine.
Yeah, Viper's deceptively tanky, especially with that Magic Wand. There's really not a good situation where they can actually kill him off unless they bring in the Queen of Pain, the lift of the Lich, pull him back in. But no further follow-up, so everything will be fine. Still, all of these trades are going well for Empire, and it hasn't really required that many rotations.
Yeah.
At the very least, it's just them doing very well statically in their lanes in a situation where No Logic Gaming have the draft lead, at least on paper, but it's not turning out that way.
I mean, there were 2 or 3 instances where NLG has went for these solo kills. In mid lane, looks like a Lich is gonna get cornered and brought down. In fact, bottom lane, Madara blinks in, and this is exactly what I mean. He does have the Sonic Wave. In fact, Havos actually... Oh no! So what happened there was Queen of Pain screamed, and then he lost mana for Sonic Wave. I think he miscalculated. And the time that he took to use his Magic Wand up, he got crushed by Havos. And then he just got killed after. So a little bit of miscalculation, and that's exactly what I was trying to bring up the point. There's so many times that NLG goes for these plays, and then they just get turned. Remember that top lane where Doom just kills the Queen of Pain with Scorch Earth? Instead of, I think, Queen of Pain getting a kill on a Rubik. Getting those, like, reverse kills like that just really turns the tides of a lane. And, of course, Viper earlier getting a reverse kill on Tiny, and bottom just now Queen of Pain dying once again. It's just, you can't give away these kind of kills if you're going for a lane dominance lineup. He is going to get this kill, I think.
Juking through the trees.
I think.
Aloha Dance! He's not going to die, at least from the Queen of Pain yet. They have a right click from the Lich, and that is going to be lethal. Avatos on the Havost.
Vanguard, though.
Oh?
Vanguard, though.
Let's see if
Alright, this is where Tiny walks to Lich, and toss him back if he has vision,
fast.
but he doesn't.
Yeah, Havost is going to be able to get out of there. Now with the Viper Strike, here comes Resolution
amp
from the
damage
tower.
on top of him.
Spartan is going to melt here.
He's gonna take the rune, I guess.
Is he?
Got him.
Oh, nice.
Got him.
Alright, one more shot, and that's going to be the dead Lich.
Vanguard Dota. What a game.
Meanwhile, in Doomland, Funnek is very low on mana, getting slowed down by the Winter Wyvern, who's diving aggressively for Funnek. Or, not Funnek, excuse me, the Darkseer. Can he get out of here? He has a double damage through the Iron Shell on the Winter Wyvern.
He might win the fight. Oh, in fact, he will actually survive. And, of course, the Nether Toxin Resolution gets killed.
That's ridiculous. Double kill for this Viper, who's really getting out of control. That's his full Mechanism of Clarity also on the Courier, and up to 700 gold on top of that all.
I mean, he's building a mech, but he's hitting harder than most other heroes in this game. That's kind of ridiculous if you think about it like that.
Yeah, it's pretty darn crazy, especially when you have just somebody going first, and that's going to happen once we get this Blink Dagger up started. Of course, Havos has delayed it quite a bit, but even without it, just running into No Logic Gaming seems to be working pretty well for them, although Havos, with the ultimate from the Lich, can he get out? He's running very quickly. They have
Vanguard,
a ward.
though.
It's just so hard to kill off this Slaughter. He has almost 1400 HP.
Alright, sorry Havos, I ever doubted you about your Vanguard. You're the best.
And they'll just be able to casually walk that one off. The Queen of Pain is going to be farming up towards top. This is not a safe place. The Doom's around the corner. The Rubik is looking to cut her off.
Lift.
Yeah, I think the Doom is a little bit far away, even if they get that telekinesis, so they'll be able to survive at least for now, but with the smoke, maybe they go in again. Queen of Pain is going to get the tower deny. And now try to run off towards the right-hand side. Smoking forward, the Rubik and the Doom, I don't think they're going to find their mark.
Well, I think they'll catch her on the way back. Just gonna wait for the rune.
There's no great way out of this except for a blink, and she has it, so I don't think she's going to be in a lot of trouble. No, she's doomed. Madeira's going to fall.
So, Aloha Dance used Arctic Burn. I wonder, because Arctic Burn gives you extra night vision.
Yes, it does.
I wonder if that made a difference of him seeing the Queen of Pain and got the lift off.
I think the bigger difference is the fact that No Logic Gaming don't have a lot of vision around that area, and didn't know where they were coming from. If the Queen of Pain knows that Viper's cutting me off from this angle, and the rest of the heroes are coming.
Milan is kind of fighting out there. Looks like Havos is going to outlast the Wyvern. In fact, he's going to go right in, but, well, there's the Avalanche going the other direction. Havos still very tanky, thanks to Vanguard. Excalibur, not so much. He's going to get brought down. Havos still very, very healthy. And of course, oh, actually, the wall kills him. Very nicely done by Mitch. Unfortunately, not going to be enough. Spartan's going to get picked off. It looks like Madara misses the Sonic Wave. He's in the corner. He's in the tree. He's got a level 1 blink. He's not making out of there. He's going to be dead. Resolution is killing them all. Gets a double kill here. And, I mean, Caster is supposed to make the game hype and, you know, talk about how their chances of comeback. Brandis, do your best with this one. What's the comeback for NLG?
That is a terrible thing to be on my plate. That was a train wreck for No Logic Gaming. Everything seemed to go wrong. At the very least, they do get the Slardar kill, and he is going to be delayed when it comes to getting that Blink Dagger, so you don't have to deal with that first blow of initiation. The issue for No Logic Gaming is there's not a way that they can actually come into Empire and get guaranteed kills, especially when you miss your Sonic Wave. It's a really hard situation to be in if you're No Logic Gaming, but at the very least, next time you have the Sonic Wave, you will have at least a shot. It's not going to be an easy one when you have this Viper that's so very tanky. It looks like he's going to be going for maybe an S and Y next. It's ridiculous.
Or just Manta. That's
yeah,
not
Manta's
bad.
fine.
Yeah, just kind of any more damage. I think so something that I generally likes to do is pull up the scoreboard and look at who has the big streak. In this case, their Resolution's got 8 and 1, and he's obviously killing everybody. And the Rubik's looking pretty fat as well with a whole bunch of kills. So maybe if you get a lucky gank on either of these heroes and the big streak, get it on a hero like a Queen of Pain or Tiny, just give them that big spike of gold. Maybe the game will turn that way, but I mean, getting a kill on the Viper is going to be hard in the first place. And I imagine a hero like Rubik will stick with his team most of the time. And Empire, they're saying we are very ahead right now. We're going to just play objective gaming. And that's where having a hero like Viper becomes a big deal. When you're starting to siege towers, you sit that Viper in the front line. He's just a wall. Like, you know, you can't walk past him. He's very, very hard to kill. The only thing that you could really do against a situation like that is have the Tiny to somehow get next to Resolution and give him a good old toss back. And hopefully your team could kill him fast enough. But I mean, if you look at Empire, they feel confident. Like, Resolution is not even getting the Aegis. In fact, it's the Slaughter. And Slaughter, I mean, they already have Vlads online. I don't know. They're gonna just walk down your mid lane now.
Yeah, Tier 1 Tower is the only trade for No Logic Gaming, but we've talked a lot about this Slaughter Blink Dagger and how important it would be for Empire to get that initiation. We have a Rubik Blink Dagger.
Yeah, he's not even going for Blink.
Yeah, they might as well not. They're just so tanky that they're just begging No Logic Gaming to jump into them right now. Especially with this Dazzle Weave, they're taking next to nothing from the Tier 2. The Avalanche Toss is going to toss back Aloha Dance. Can they kill off this Rubik? Not with the interruption coming out from the Crush. Winter's Curse. Aloha Dance is going to get Shallow Grave. Turns around for another Fade Bolt. They're just diving them under their Tier 3s. Blink away by the Queen of Pain. She is going to be able to get out, but Spartan not so lucky as he's run down by Resolution. 4 heroes hit the deck. So many spells committed by No Logic Gaming, and they get nothing.
I don't think Empire's gonna stop here.
Why stop?
Yeah, they already got 2 towers. That's some like Lord of the Rings stuff, and they're going for 3.
Yeah, and they're going to be able to take 3. No Logic Gaming, even if everybody was up right now, they don't have the Sonic Wave, and they're just going to go under Tier 4s for the Queen.
Tier 4s, what a joke. We got Weave.
Queen is able to blink out of that. They're not going to be able to kill her off, but still, just back off for the Tier 3 tower. Anything that's not the Fountain is probably fine for them.
Yeah, I think what we got out of these 2 games is that NLG is, well, Milan's gonna get doped, and he's healing himself. Poison doing a number on him. And it looks like they might have to back here as they're quite low. In fact, Kavos might die, but he's got the Aegis. Keep that in mind. No, they're gonna turn around here. They're gonna focus on Spartan. Spartan's first one to die. Mitch, second one, trying to surge out there, but gets the bash from Kavos. You do not run from Mr. 4 as he just kills you outright. Resolution's beyond godlike, and that Rax is gonna be dead. So like I was saying earlier, I think what we got out of this is that NLG is somewhat behind on the drafting phase. Empire just too strong. They got the better heroes, and you don't need to play much better when you have just a much stronger lineup.
Yeah, they're going to be able to take out the series cleanly. 2-0 as Empire just looked really strong. And a lot of it does come down to the rotations and how well their supports are meshing together. If we take a look at No Logic Gaming, when they're going in for these engagements, it kind of feels like everybody's going in individually. And they look for these kills, they look for the pickoffs, and it just never happens because Empire know exactly who they need to CC. They know where their spells need to be allocated, and they execute perfectly.
Yeah, also the laning stage, I mean, they had good